So, if you ever wondered what the most nerve-wracking part for your band, your biggest indie band, your smallest band, or your biggest band, smallest indie band, act whatever. If you've ever wondered, like, what is exactly the most nerve-wracking part of the show, let me tell you right now. I'm J. Kevin, Special K Powell with Cognate Souls, bassist, vocalist. Please like and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Please comment, because really love the comments. But the most nerve-wracking part of the whole performance is not the show itself. Now let me tell you, we come to rehearsal, we practice, we do all this stuff just trying to make sure we know the songs, trying to make sure we know the words. Some of us have little things on stage that help us remember the words. We got mnemonics, we got all this stuff trying to remember the words and trying to remember the songs and trying to remember the chords and what's the set list, what order are we going in, trying to remember what we're putting on, trying to remember where we're playing, how we're getting there, somebody's name in the crowd, all that stuff. The most nerve-wracking part of the show is the freaking sound check, y'all. Like, let me tell you. You go, let's say this from an indie band. Let's say it from an indie band, right? As an indie musician, you go to a location and you don't always have an AV or an audio guy. And in some of them, you have to take all your own stuff, right? But to take all your own stuff, you're unplugging everything from where it is and works perfectly fine. And you're lugging it someplace else. And then you're plugging it all the way back in. Now, the assumption is you plug everything back in right where it came from, and it should be fine, right? But it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you have the electronic monkey is just in there. There are too many airwaves going along. There are too many lines crossing each other. There's too much all this stuff happening. And it makes it so that you can't, even though you've exactly plugged it in the exact same way, you might possibly get this little hum. You might possibly get something that doesn't come through at all. Like, you might possibly get something that just flat out ain't working, and you're like, crap, what am I supposed to do now? And you know all that stuff could happen. So you go in there with your 3, 4, 5 instruments, and you plug this into that, and you plug this XLR, that's a little round cable, it's got 3 holes in it, you use it for mics, and then you have the other one that looks like it's a big microphone cable, that the little pinpoint one, it looks like it's for a big headphone set, and you plug that in those TRS cables or 1/4 inch cables, and you're plugging everything in, you got it macked out, it's going exactly where it's supposed to. You have to flip the switch. And not only is it, if I flip the switch, is it going to work? Then you're worried about, after I flip the switch, is it going to sound right on the microphone? Like, is the microphone actually going to work, or is it going to feedback? Then I got to turn on speakers. Like, is that going to work, or is something not going to be too loud or not loud enough, right? So we are 3 or 4 levels deep in. We ain't even got to the point where we're actually singing or playing anything yet. And then you got to worry about when I put my headphones on, my monitors, or if you have monitors on the floor, wedges as they're called, because they kind of come up like this, like a cheese wedge. Is that going to sound right? And then you actually play something or speak into the microphone. Let me tell you, y'all, you spend all this time setting up. Like, let's say you spend an hour setting up, or an hour and a half, depending on how much you're setting up. And you turn everything on, and you are just hoping. You are like, whatever way you like to say your prayers, however you do it. You're just hoping. You turn this thing on, and it works fine. You're just hoping it works fine. And it is nerve-wracking. Sometimes you turn it on and it is perfect. You're like, I'm ready to go. Let's hit this show. Sometimes something doesn't work right, and you got to figure out what the heck it is. And because you can't do sound check until just before the show, or before the show, just before is variable. Maybe it's an hour before, maybe it's 30 minutes. That just part depends. But because you can't do it until everything else is set up, you don't know until you're ready to take the next step. And let me tell you, that is the part that is nerve-wracking, because you are ready to go. You're starting to get in the mindset of hitting this show and just making it, just banging it out, and people loving that joint. You're going to rock it tonight. And then you find out, oh, crap, this microphone ain't loud enough. ah, crap, I can't hear my monitors, meaning I can't hear myself sing, or I can't hear my instrument, or on that part on the song where I really need to hear the guitar, I can't hear it at all, so I gotta kind of guess at y'all. If y'all at a show with a band that has to set up their own audio, be a little bit patient with them. I'm telling you, be a little bit patient with them. And if you're at a place where they have an audio guy, go, or audio gal, audio person, go thank that person, because they are doing some amazing work for your band and for you, and they often don't get seen or recognized as much. So that is actually the most nerve-wracking part of a performance or a show for a band. Now, I'm wondering if you think that also. So drop it in the comments. I want to know. If you're a band or you're a musician, you definitely can tell me. But if you're somebody on the outside, you're just going to watch entertainment, I want to know. Did you think that was the most nerve-wracking part, or did you think it was something else? Yo, drop your opinions in there, y'all. I'm Jay Kevin, Special K Power, Cognate Souls. Like, subscribe, comment, y'all, and come back. We got so many more of these we're rolling out. We got so much music we're rolling out. Come on, interact with us, y'all. We enjoy it very much. I'm out.